What's up, everybody? This is indeed the E-Man, chilling like a balancing like Bob Dylan, keep it on low with some double stuff. Oreos, yeah. And man, you're in for a treat today, guys. So the boys were like Motown's premier next brother group of the 80s. Okay, they had hits like Down My Heart, Lucky Charm, Crazy. And I actually had the pleasure of interviewing Hakeem Abdul Samad last year in April. So now I'm interviewing Mr. Tajh Abdul Samad, the guy who sings soprano with the girls on the piano, with the big old booties. The world. Anyway, Tajh Abdul Samad is in the house like Mickey Mouse. What's up, Tajh? How you doing today?
All right, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you. You're in Atlanta. How are things in Atlanta?
Yeah, everything's good, man. Atlanta's sweet.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
How
Well,
about you? Where you at, man?
I'm actually in South Carolina. It's a small town called Rock Hill, which is like 20 minutes away from Charlotte, North Carolina. I know you know where Charlotte, North Carolina is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Nice.
so yeah, it's good, man. It's rainy outside, but it's good.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
I actually earlier today on Dion Bosco was on Instagram. And I was
Wow.
so I was in the comments. I was like, yeah, I'm interviewing Taj today. He's like, oh, you're interviewing Taj? So I said, hey, so Dion and Dante Bosco both said, what's up?
Yeah, those are my guys, man. Those are my guys. Yeah.
Super cool.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yep.
Well,
that's my people.
Definitely. But before I get this interview started, there's something that's been in my heart. Tyrese has recently posted about his mother being in a hospital and she's in a coma from COVID. And when I saw that video, it touched my heart because I lost my mom 10 years ago. And she was in a coma beforehand and she was in ICU. So I just want to give prayers to so by the time I edit this and put it out there, it's still if it doesn't improve, I just want to send out prayers to Tyrese and his family and that she has a speedy recovery, because we're all dealing with something right now, especially with COVID.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
On a happier note, I do want to just start off with the childhood. You guys you're from Carson, California, is that right?
Yeah. Yep. Carson, California. Born in Compton, raised in Carson.
Cool. It's so crazy because when I first watched the video Down My Heart, I remember it like it was yesterday. My sister, I was playing basketball, is a huge college basketball in North Carolina is a big thing. So I was, love playing basketball. So I was outside playing basketball. And she's like, come inside. My sister's like, come in, I want you to see this. And she had Down My Heart, the video recorded on tape, VCR. And it's funny, like how when you first listen to something and it's connect with it, in a way where it's like it chooses you and you choose it, and that as soon as I heard that beat, that echo chamber, it almost sounded like playing basketball on a basketball court. And I was just immediately hooked from the very start. I tried to learn the dance moves. That was unsuccessful. I've always tried to learn how to backflip. That definitely didn't. I begged my mom. I said, Mom, please, can I get some parts on my head? She was not having it.
Wow.
So yeah, you guys were just so. This whole podcast is about giving your person their flowers, and you guys were just so inspirational for me as a young Black kid. Seeing you guys perform, dance, and do it with such energy, man. So that I just want to thank you guys and thank you for putting out great music, man.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes,
no problem.
Feels good. It feels good when you hear from people the impact that your work has had on their lives, and so it's a great feeling. Yeah,
man. Did you? Okay, so I just wanted to know. These are some inner child questions that's been burning inside of me since I was a young lad. Okay,
Shoot,
so this is my opportunity to ask you. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
All right, so let me get closer. All right, so first thing, growing up, what was your favorite cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes, Absolutely. Now, let me ask you something. Do you remember this cereal called Smurfberry Crunch by chance?
Yeah, of course.
It was, wasn't it great? It was.
I never really had it too many times, but yeah. But I remember it though. I remember it. Yeah.
But the only way I could get that cereal was at my cousin's house because my mom, we only had cornflakes, Bisquick, and freaking oatmeal. That's our only options. But my cousin would have Lucky Charms. He'll have all the monster cereals.
Lucky Charms was good too.
Yeah. And like I would open up his cover, it'd be like, it'd be like all these sugary cereals that my mom would let me have. It was great. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is another burning question. And okay, on in the first album that you had, Messages of the Boys, there is these liner notes and it said thank yous. And you guys, I think you guys thank your godmom or either thank your grandma for the tasty cakes.
Oh yeah.
What were these cakes? I was in my mind. I'm like,
Mom.
is it red velvet? Is it carrot cake? What? I'm just curious. What were these cakes?
Well, yeah, my godmother, who is my mother's best friend.
Okay.
She's as long as I've known her, she's been a baker. So she bakes cakes and all types of treats and cookies and cupcakes and all types of desserts. That's her thing, right?
Nice.
And so at one point, she and my mother opened up a bakery in Carson.
Really?
Awesome. Yeah. So, we always had, delicious cakes and cookies and all the treats, at our disposal. So that's my godmother, Darlene.
Okay. Now, what was in your opinion, what was your favorite cake? I've always been a carrot cake guy. My mom made the bomb carrot cake. My sister makes this traditional carrot cake. It's really rare, but she makes it like probably once a year. What was your favorite cake?
My favorite cake, man. I would probably say maybe like something like maybe German chocolate or yeah, like maybe like an Oreo cake or something like that too.
That is good. I love Oreos,
yeah. I rock with that.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Another burning question. Okay, so all right, I'm not a sneakerhead, but like I really like you guys were the reasons why I only got like one pair of sneakers a year, okay, and I had to make it last. So, but I always wanted Nikes. So this is a two-parter. So the first question is, did you guys have like a contract with Nike? I only asked that because I recently listened to Jaleel White's podcast. It's called Ever After, and he interviewed Mayim Bialik, who played Blossom. And in like the 90s, apparently there was this person named Tracy Gray that supplied certain superstars with like Nikes and so on and so forth. So did you guys have a contract with Nike? Because I noticed that Hakeem was wearing Jordans. I think you were wearing Bo Jacksons. So what's the story with that?
Well, yeah, we didn't have a contract with them, but they definitely were supplying us with shoes,
Okay.
And so, I mean, like we come home and there's like stacks of just boxes of Nikes, of Air Force Ones and Jordans and Bo Jacksons, all of that stuff, like just boxes, the stacks,
Wow.
And so, yeah, they were providing them to us because I'm sure they knew that we were going to be wearing them in our videos, in our photo shoots, at our interviews. So we were advertising for them, but we weren't officially under contract with Nike, as like an endorsement deal or anything like that. But yeah, they were hooking us up for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because weren't you wearing Bo Jacksons?
I believe so. I believe so. And I know we were wearing Air Force Ones on the Down My Heart cover. Yeah, where we're on the basketball court. Mm-hmm.
But isn't it crazy how big they are now? Like how much like sneakers are everywhere. They're like it's almost like an investment almost. People have like sneaker collections.
It's like a religion. It's like it's like a cult. You know what I'm saying? Like I have friends who have like sneaker collections, like
Yeah.
where, I mean, the amount of energy that they put into searching for certain specific, limited edition sneakers and things like that. And it's just like, it boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's like a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they're really into that.
Yeah. Fat Joe, like all the superstars are really into that. I saw this Fat Joe. He's like, he licked the bottom.
I've never
of
really
sneaker.
been into shoes like that though. Me personally,
Okay.
like I like a nice pair of shoes. I like a nice pair of kicks, but I've never been into like collecting shoes and like having the, you know what I'm saying? Like the latest thing like that. It's just never been my thing.
Even as a child, you weren't into that?
Not really. It wasn't until I was like, a teenager hanging out with like, some of my older friends and stuff like that, and like being exposed to some of the trends during the time and whatnot, and being influenced by like the peer pressure and stuff like that. I wanted to,
of course,
stay in step with the style, with what everybody else was doing and stuff like that. But it wasn't really something that was in my heart to do. It was like all my friends, my brothers were doing it, and so I wanted to do it as well,
Absolutely.
But
I understand the peer pressure part, definitely.
Yeah.
So I have a question about Diamond Heart, the video Diamond Heart. Where was this abandoned theater at?
This was in downtown Los Angeles. Yeah.
Okay. Because me and my sister will watch the video, and you guys had these suits. Now, as a kid, I hated wearing suits, but when you guys did it, you guys made it look cool. Who designed those suits?
I mean, we had a stylist. We had a stylist named Cecile. And, basically the process was, she'd take us out shopping and, it was a collaborative process. We'd pick out the things that we wanted to wear along with her, but she was kind of overseeing the styling for that video. But her name is Cecile Parker.
And was she responsible for the album cover suits as well? Because those are really dope with the like emblems and everything.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
She was pretty much our primary stylist. She was, at the forefront and responsible for most of the things that you saw us wearing, like on album covers and videos and things like that. Like that. Yeah.
Cool. All video loved was A Little Romance, right?
Yeah.
And tons of cameos, Will Smith. Now, was that In Vogue or was that another girl group? Because it was hard to see.
Dude, I haven't seen that video in so long, so I don't even know.
It looked like In Vogue.
Telling, man. It probably was. It probably was In Vogue. Yeah, it probably was. I wouldn't doubt it.
In Vogue, Marlon Jackson and Rosie Perez and Kim Fields in that video as well. Was that a lot of fun to shoot?
BBD was in there also.
Oh yeah, BBD. That's right.
Yeah.
Was that a lot of fun to shoot?
Of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, we had, it was basically, the concept was we were performing at a club full of children. It was kind of like a Bugsy Malone type of concept. You know what I'm saying? So we're performing at a club full of children. Everyone's dressed up like they're adults, right?
Right.
And then also too, we had, we had all these beautiful young girls there and stuff like that. So that was fun. And then also too, we had people that we looked up to who were coming through to show love. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Will Smith came through, Michael Bivins, Ricky Bell, Ronnie DeVoe, man, so many people, man, so many people. And I mean, that just feels amazing when like people that you look up to who are like your idols almost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come through and just show you love when you're a child, when you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a superhero coming through, you know what I'm saying? Just for you, just to congratulate you and to support you and show love to you and make sure that yeah, man, it was just an amazing experience,
Cool.
just that was one of the best parts, I think, about our experience, in the entertainment industry was, being able to meet our idols and our
Right.
peers, you know what I'm saying? And really be able to experience the love that they poured into us, because all of them were, I mean, it was so many celebrities who just really showed us a lot of love, because what we were doing at that time was, it was, there weren't really any other young groups like us out during that time,
You're right. You're
and
right.
so you had all these celebrities who kind of looked at us as their little brothers, and
Right.
they kind of embraced us in that type of way. And so that was like the best part of it, man, because to be able to hang out with your idols and
Yeah.
they embrace you as if you're like their little brothers is,
Yeah.
I mean, is like living in a dream.
I can only imagine. Like I remember when you guys, like it was almost it's really a thing of like when you guys would just show up randomly in videos. So I remember you guys showed up in any Heartbreak
Any
video, the new
heartbreak?
edition.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, that's the boys,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I even like seeing Hakeem, he was in Ernest Goes to Camp. You were, I think you were in a Chrysler commercial.
Yeah, I was in a Fruity Pebbles commercial. I was in a
You were the baby of Roots. You were little
yeah,
Kunta.
yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
was our parents got us involved in like acting and uh the arts very early. And
Right.
so, you know, during the time when we were kind of hustling at the beach, performing on the boardwalk at the beach, we were also working actors as well, So we were on Amen, we were
Yes.
on Saint Els, what's that? I think
St.
Saint
Elsewhere?
Els, Saint Elsewhere. I was on Saint Elsewhere a few times.
Oh wow.
Um, Hawk was on Webster, Different
Right.
Strokes. He was on just all types of stuff, man. Like we were all over the place, We were working,
I remember also like the first time you guys were on Star Search, and you guys, I think you guys performed on like I remember you did what's the name of that? The Bird song on
Bird,
Mars
yeah,
Day. Yeah, and you
yeah.
guys did the triple backflip. Now I'm gonna tell you something. You guys don't get a lot of credit because like you guys were the first group, because even the Jacksons weren't doing this or New Edition. You guys performed, used gymnastics in your routine. Like it wasn't like you guys were certified gymnasts. Like seriously, y'all practice
Yeah.
gymnastics and doing the triple backflips. And I noticed like even later on, like other groups would do it, like Another Bad Creation, or of course later B2K or whatever. But you guys were kind of the first to really use gymnastics. And I mean, like that was a big deal for as a kid growing up, because like if you could do a backflip, you can get the girl. You know what I'm saying? So that was really cool, man.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, like I said, my parents, they had us involved in the arts early on, man. So we were in karate, we were in gymnastics, we were into acting. My parents bought us instruments and you know, put us in music lessons. So we were learning how to play instruments and stuff like that. Vocal lessons. We were doing all of that stuff, man. I mean, they just kept us busy, They kept us busy. They kept us always involved in something positive and constructive. And so,
That's great. That's great, man. And speaking of Venice Beach, where you talking about earlier, where you guys will perform, I noticed like in the video Lucky Charm, there was like scenes from Venice Beach, like the guy doing 100 push-ups real quick, and I wanted to know
No,
like
no, no. That was in Happy.
that was in Happy.
I think so.
No,
I think
like
so.
Lucky Charm. There, like since you've been mine, and there's like backgrounds like Venice Beach. I thought.
You
I
might
know
be
it's been a
right,
while.
man. Yo, I, I haven't watched that stuff in so long, man. Years, bro. I literally, a lot of people are surprised when I say, like, I don't look back at a lot of that stuff, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's just not my thing. Like, I'm always looking forward, I'm not really, looking backwards.
I hear you. That's the way to do it. But like I was gonna ask though, and with Venice Beach, I know Hogan did a lot of stuff on Venice Beach. Did you guys ever run into each other?
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'd see him out there sometimes, Muscle Beach. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a
I figured.
Gold's Gym out on Muscle Beach and Venice Beach. And so sometimes we'd see Hulk Hogan out there. Um, Michael Collier, the comedian, he used to perform out on the beach.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
the Amazing Vita brothers, they're a gymnastic and acrobatic and martial arts family. It was so much talent out there on the beach, people
Right.
performing on the beach. Venice Beach is an epic place, man.
I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe Dante Bosco and his brothers also performed out there. That's why I
Did
even
they?
asked that. Hmm.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well,
Because I
we met them on the set of Baby Bad of Moonwalker. That's where we
yes.
met them. And that was just, I mean, that was like, it was just like stepping into a whole nother world.
I bet.
It was like stepping into a whole nother world, and you're on set with all these kids, and we're all going to school together. We've got, teachers there on set and whatnot, and we're there on set for 3 months, learning
Wow.
routines and shooting and rehearsing and all types of stuff. But that 3 months, man, we built relationships,
Right.
with each other that lasts to this day, man. That like, I mean, it just feels like those people who were on that set are like a part of my extended family,
Nice.
Yeah.
And
And so
I was gonna actually ask you about that because I noticed when I watched it, you okay, you got like you got Brandon Adams from the Mighty Ducks. He played Michael.
yeah,
You had Nikki Cox, who's an actress. She had the red beret.
yeah.
Of course, the Bosco brothers. Now, was Wade Robinson a part of that or no?
I don't think so. No, I
Okay,
don't remember Wade being there. No.
okay, but you
hmm
but you're familiar with the other
Uh,
people, of course.
Jermaine, one of Jermaine's sons was in it also too. Jermaine Jackson Jr. He was in it. Marissa Tancharoen, she's the showrunner on Marvel Agents of Shield,
What?
and yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm an
she's
MCU junkie.
she's the showrunner on Marvel Agents of Shield,
Nice.
and she's like doing all types of stuff. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? She's showrunner of all types of shows right now. And executive up at Marvel right now. So yeah, it's so many people who were in that thing who went on to do great things. And so yeah.
Excellent. I remember. I wanted to ask you this: you guys nailed the gymnastics. Like the part where you and Hakeem do the backflip at the same time, but then you do the handspring, and then you jump up and do the split. How many takes did
Yeah.
that take, man? How did you do
Who
that?
knows, man?
What?
But
That was awesome.
look, you know, filming that thing, man, it was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
memorizing those routines and stuff like that. And it was a lot to memorize. And then when we finally got around to shooting it, we'd have to do multiple takes, like
Right.
take after take after take after take after take. And so it was a lot of work, man. And but luckily for us, we had been prepared for that level of work because, you know, like I said, my brothers and I, we had already been just working, you know what I'm saying? Like we were already doing multiple shows at the beach. You know, we were doing 8 shows per day at the beach on Saturday and Sunday. Then we'd leave the beach and go perform at private parties. You know what I'm saying?
Bar mitzvahs and stuff.
Yeah, you know, all types of birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, weddings, everything, you know. And and then, you know, when we get home, after we do our homework, after school and stuff like that, we'd be rehearsing, you know. And so we were used to that level of work and that work ethic, you know. And so you know, we were used to it, man. We started working at a very early age.
Cool. Yeah. And you gotta I think Hakeem said you guys not necessarily got a chance to meet Michael, but you got a chance to see him go in and out the trailer, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
While we were shooting Moonwalker. But we met him later on, you know what I'm saying, apart from that. But while we were shooting Moonwalker, we didn't get to meet him, but we see him like, you know, leaving the trailer or whatnot. Yeah.
What was that like for you? Just to even meet him like at that later time?
Oh man, I mean, come on. Meeting Michael Jackson, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, it was just like, it was amazing, you know? It was like meeting, you know, your ultimate idol, you know? The person who, you're meeting the most famous person in the world, you know? And at that time, he was probably the biggest entertainer on the planet.
Oh, and without question.
Yeah. And so, I mean, meeting Michael was just surreal. It was surreal. And so we met him a few times and it was just great, man. You know, it was good vibes. And, you know, we came to know later on that Michael was kind of like, how would I say, like kind of watching our career very closely, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. We came to find that out. Like some people told us, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael had been, you know, he would call the label and talk to some of the executives and kind of like suggest certain things or, you know what I'm saying? He was just kind of like moving in the shadows, doing some stuff, you know, that was really interesting, you know, but we didn't really know he was kind of involved to that degree at the time, you know, but
he's really a smart cat, man. Very smart man.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, he's a genius, man.
That's crazy. I wanted to ask you. I had to ask you this. Okay, so did you saw the video I sent you about with Dante, right? And what he said, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who was the girl that you guys were kind of like, you know, fighting over? Was it somebody we might know or
fighting over?
Well, not fighting over, but you guys had a crush on the same girl. And he said, you know, something like that.
I don't know who he was talking about. I do not know who he was talking about. But, you know, LA, it's just one of those places, especially when you're like in the entertainment industry and in certain circles and certain crowds. Like, you know what I'm saying? People know each other, you know? And so, you know, we probably might have been talking to the same girl at some point in time, but I'm not sure who he was talking about. So I don't know, man.
Okay. It's cool.
He would have to tell me.
It's just to go off of what you said, because it's a part of like a later question I had. You said the connectivity of it all about people in Los Angeles or even in Hollywood. There's this really, I don't know if you had a chance to see it. There's this documentary I always make reference to called Kid 90, which is directed by Soleil Moon Frye, who played Punky Brewster.
Yeah.
And it's, if you ever get a chance to see it, first of all, she's super candid about her experiences in Hollywood and so on and so forth. But she's all like, when she was a kid and became a teenager, she always carried around a camera and she always filmed this documentary stuff. It's kind of fascinating to see because like you literally can connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew Leo knew Toby, and she
Right.
knew, all of these
Yeah,
people. Will Smith. It's
exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know what I'm saying? It's really like a lot of these kids were like they were child actors. They started
Right.
out as child actors and dancers, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they went to certain dance studios and they all kind of like performed together and went to the same dance studios or went to the same acting coach or went to the same, schools or whatnot. And so
Yeah.
it's really like a small, community. Like sometimes we go out on auditions and stuff like that for TV shows and commercials, and you'd see Alfonso Ribeiro. You know what I'm saying? This is when he was
Right. Tap
little
dance kid.
Alfonso,
Yeah.
Pepsi commercial Alfonso, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and so, it was like all time. There was another kid, his name was Bumper. He
Bumper
was like
Robinson.
a Bumper, yeah,
Bumper
Bumper.
Robinson.
There was another kid named Elon. It was these young, like they weren't stars, but they were like
On the cusp.
they were on the cusp. They were on
Yeah.
the come up and on the cusp of like, and they were getting work. You know what I'm saying? So like when you go on an audition and you'd see like Alfonso is there or Bumper is there or
Right.
Elon is there, or, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody would get like, oh man,
Right.
oh, Alfonso's here, Bumper's here. Like, oh, they're gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was same thing with us too. Like when we would show up, it was like people would get nervous. You know what I'm saying? When me and my
Right.
brothers would show up, people would get nervous because we were just already so polished and so experienced because of
Right.
all the work we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, as far as performing and just we were doing so much work. We were just experienced. And so when we would show up, people was like nervous. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with when Alfonso would show up, Bumper, certain people, like, oh, that's such and such.
Right.
So we all kind of knew each other.
And I had
Brandon, same thing, Brandon,
Brandon.
Brandon
Yeah,
Adams.
Brandon.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Okay, so I asked. I made reference to that when I was on Dante. I'm gonna give people context. I'm talking when I say Dante, I'm talking about Dante Bosco. He was Rufio in Hook. He does the voice of Prince Zuko in Avatar. He's a veteran of the game. Okay, so I asked him the same question about Kid 90, and he said it's almost like a class of, especially that specific area of 90s. It's like this, we all kind of like hung out, he, what I'm saying, and I told him like, yeah, like, cause like when you and the boys work together on Moonwalk, to hear that stuff, and it gives me hope because it's just like, the connectivity of it all. Ask about Crazy, like that's one of my favorite videos. How were you able to, how I guess you were like 12 when you were doing that video, right?
Crazy? Yeah, I was
Yes.
probably about 12. Yeah.
How are
Sounds
you
about
able
right.
to keep? Yeah, that's crazy. How are you able to keep your composure? If I was 12 years old and I'm working with Rosie Perez, for folks who don't know who Rosie Perez is, she's an actress, choreographer. She was in Do the Right Thing. She was looking fine as wine. She can dance. She's Puerto Rican, which is my weakness. How are you able to keep your composure with Rosie Perez, being your choreographer, and then the lead girl, all those girls? I mean, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we were just seasoned, we were, we had been working for so long by the time that we hit that point, like we were already like veterans by that point. By the time that Down My Heart video came out, we were already veterans. We already had put in our 10,000 hours, you know?
Yeah.
Like before we got signed to Motown, And so, we were just used to that level of work ethic, because that's just what we were going hard, man. You know,
it seemed like you, and that's great. It seemed like you guys had like a lot of
fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun, man. And I mean, the main thing was it was a beautiful experience because we were able to I was able to have that experience with my brothers, you know? And so, I mean, my brothers have always been like my best friends, you know? And so we're always cracking jokes, having fun. We're, you know, and you're able to share that experience with your best friends who are your brothers. It's just like, you know, what's better than that?
Right. Well, I mean, speaking of Rosie, what was it like working with her?
It was great. Rosie was like a big sister to us. And you know, she was a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
She made us work hard and really you know, it wasn't easy, but it was the hard work was rewarding and it paid off, you know? And a lot of that stuff, like it was new to us, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the dance choreography that she was given to us, it was new for us. And so it took a lot of time and hard work and rehearsal, you know, but once you got it, you know what I'm saying? It feels good once you got the routine down, it's memorized and it's looking good. Everybody's in sync. And you know, it was Rosie and a group called Heart and Soul. They were her partners, her assistants.
Okay.
And Heart and Soul was they were a dance crew in LA, and they went on to become Bobby Brown's dancers. So you know,
they
when
were in the
on
video.
Every Little Step, Every Little Step, that's Heart and Soul. Wow. And so, you know, when he said Heart and Soul, get busy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Heart and Soul was a dance crew, you know? And so they worked with Rosie and they helped her choreograph, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Brown, us, you know what I'm saying? All types of, you know, all types of artists during that time.
Speaking of Bobby, now this is something that Hakeem shared on my interview with him. He said that it was you originally had the Gumby haircut, right? And Bobby took that from you. Is that right?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Yeah. It was
because you guys hung out a lot.
Yeah, well, we did a few concerts together. We would open up for Bobby, you know, a few times. And so you know, the haircut was a mistake. It was a mistake. And so our barber, his name is Fami, he would travel with us and whatnot. And so I told Fami, I was like, look, here's the style that I want. You know how like Kwame and Kid and Play and stuff, they had like the flat top where one side is higher and the other side is lower. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of box.
It's a box. Yeah, right. It's box, but one side is higher, one side is lower. Yeah. So that's what I told him that I wanted, but he didn't understand that that's what I was talking about. It wasn't like back in those times, you didn't have like a cell phone. You can just like pull up a picture and show it to him. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to explain it to him. I was like, you know, I want one side high, the other side, you know, lower.
Right.
But a flat top like that. So he ended up cutting it up into the side. You know what I'm saying? Like Gumby. And so that's how the Gumby came about, you know? And so we had a show, a concert with Bobby. We were opening up for Bobby in, I think it was in Sacramento or it was in Northern California. But we were in the dressing room with Bobby. We were in Bobby's dressing room, hanging out with him. And I came in. He was like, "Oh man," he was like, "What you call that? What you call that style right there?" And we were all just like laughing and joking and whatnot. And so I think somebody was like, "Yeah, that's the Gumby. That's the Gumby." Like, all right, that's the Gumby, you know. And that's how it came about. And then next thing I know, I see the Every Little Step video.
Right.
Maybe some weeks later or some month later or whatnot, and he's got the Gumby, you know?
Wow. What was your reaction?
Yeah.
Were you like, man, that dude took my haircut? Or what?
Nah, I mean, you know, it's not like I feel like, oh, it's mine. I'm the only person who could have it, you know? Right. But I am happy to know that I was able to influence a moment in pop history in that way, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I mean, like, you can even look at it in the timeline, like when you guys came out with those haircuts, other groups kind of followed suit. Perfect Gentleman,
right.
Again, another bad creation, and it's just it's incredible to see. Like I said, I always wanted to get those kind of haircuts. Next question I had: this thing called Love, and the video is in Japan. What was it like being in Japan? Also, do I hear Shanice sing in the background, doing the background vocals, or am I just tripping?
No, I think Shanice was in the background vocals. I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. And then too, in some of the background vocals on some of the other songs, Kevon Edmonds was singing some of our background vocals also. It was us and Kevon also, you know, on some of those backgrounds. So you might hear him on some of that stuff too. Yeah.
But in Down My Heart, that was Babyface doing background, wasn't it? It was you and Babyface, right? You guys and Babyface doing the background?
Possibly. He may have laid a few tracks, but I mean, the majority of it was us, you know. But you know, they probably laid a few, like, you know what I'm saying? Just a few tracks in there as well too, you know. So it was a blend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Babyface, Kevon, and us. Yeah. But yeah, Shanice, I think she was singing background on this thing called Love. I think so.
Okay. Yeah. I love her voice. I love Kevon's voice. He has an awesome voice. Yeah. What was it like in Japan? Was that fun for you guys?
Oh yeah. Japan was awesome, man. It was awesome. Beautiful. It's such a unique place, you know? It's such a unique place. Japan, to me, the way that I describe Japan is like a blend of being in the past and in the future at the same time, you know? So like in Tokyo, it's like a futuristic type of city, you know, where you got all of these, like, it's like Times Square, you know, you got all these like neon lights and all of this tech stuff all around you and stuff. But then they have like old Japan also mixed in there. You got Japanese temples and the culture and the customs are very ancient. You know what I'm saying? So you got like a blend of like the past and the future. It's just a interesting. It's an interesting place, you know.
And it's super clean too. I heard it's really clean.
Super clean. Yeah, super clean. Yep.
I had an opportunity to talk to a group called Allure. Said the same thing. It was just super clean. The people were really nice, and you know, they said it was
and they've been wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? Like for years, way before us, you know?
Right, exactly.
Like they've been on the mask, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Funny is that like one of my favorite songs on that second album. Shalala, shalala la la la, shish kebab, scrambled eggs and tuna. Is that a combination of food, the scrambled eggs and tuna? Is that something that you tried, or is that just something you gotta say?
Look, man, we were in the studio. We were kids in the studio who had free reign and creative control to create and produce and write whatever we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So we were up in there, and we were, we were in charge of the sessions. We were writing and producing the majority of those songs, And so that's what happens when you get a bunch of kids in the studio, you know what I'm saying? You give them full creative control. That's what happens when you do that, So we were just up in the studio having fun, just creating whatever came to mind,
Okay. Yeah. What was the bush? Is that a state of mind, the bush, or is it an actual physical place that's far, far away?
That's far, far away. It's a place, the bush. It's a place that's like far, far away from mainstream society, or
Mm-hmm.
So whatever was going on during that time, you know what I'm saying? Like I think what it was when we were recording that, we were living in New Jersey, in Teaneck, New Jersey.
Really?
And when we
I
were
was born in Jersey.
second album. Yep. Our second
Nice.
album, we recorded it in Teaneck. And it was just kind of like away from a bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
I think that song just came about because we felt like we were in the bush, That's what happens, you know what I'm saying? When a bunch of kids are running the show.
There's no girls where we are. Civilization's right.
Exactly. You see? You see? That's it.
Speaking of girls, back in the day, who was your childhood celebrity crush?
Oh man, so many. Childhood celebrity crush. Man, I mean, of course, like Janet Jackson,
Yeah.
You got like all the child female actresses, like Rudy from Cosby Show.
Keisha Knight.
Yeah, you got the other one from Fresh Prince.
Tatiana Ali.
Yeah, her. You got even the girl from the Wonder Years.
Oh,
I had a crush on her. Yeah. I guess that's her name. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, you know what I'm saying? The things when you're a kid, you're watching TV and like these are the things that you're seeing. And yeah, those were like, some of my crushes growing up, Yeah. And then there were some other ones too who, probably people who weren't like famous, you know what I'm saying, at the time,
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I had a few crushes growing up.
Did you ever get a chance to meet any of those people?
Yeah. I think Keisha Knight Pulliam for sure, and Bilal was in a movie with her. In this movie, Polly. They were in this.
Polly, right? I remember that.
Yeah, Bilal and Keisha was in that together. And I don't think I ever got a chance to meet Tatiana Ali, but let's see here. Tracy Spencer, you know what I'm saying? Probably had a little crush on her. Also, yeah, man, just plenty. Young male, you know what I'm saying? Who's feeling himself.
I can only imagine. Like, I remember when you guys, one of my favorite shows growing up. Well, the only way I could watch it is going over my friend's house because we didn't have the Disney Channel. Disney Channel was super expensive back in the day, and I would love Mickey Mouse Club. And you guys were on the Mickey Mouse Club and you performed. And there's this girl on the Mickey Mouse Club named Dee Dee Malongo, who is actually now, she does voiceover work and stuff like that. You guys got a chance to meet her. How was that experience? Do you remember that? Do you remember being on the Mickey Mouse Club or no?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, even back then, like in those circles, there was like Justin Timberlake,
JC Chazé.
Yeah. What's the other kid's name?
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling. It was just so many, you know what I'm saying? Kids who went on to become, celebrities, actors and, singers and stuff like that. So, yeah. The other one too from Saved by the Bell. What's that kid's name?
Mario Paul Gosselaar or Mario Lopez?
I think Mario Lopez.
Mario was on Kids Incorporated because he was
Kids Incorporated. Exactly.
Right.
He was on Kids Incorporated.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, man. So I mean, I'm saying like all of those circles, like you had, you know what I'm saying? All of these kids who were just like in show business,
Yeah.
And these were like the next crop who were on the cusp of becoming celebrities.
Absolutely. I actually remember when NSYNC was coming out and I saw JC Chasez in that group. I was like, oh, these guys are going to blow up because I already knew he had a great voice and he could dance from the Mickey Mouse Club. And then also Justin was a part of that group as well. I knew. You guys, I just want to run down the list of these cameo appearances. Brittany too, Brittany and Christina.
Yeah, man.
You guys were do you remember this? You guys were on the Stay in School Jam. I believe it was in Phoenix, Arizona. Right? Didn't you guys perform? And this is around the time that the Saga Must Continues come out.
Was that at the All-Star game?
The All-Star game. Was it the All-Star game or Stay in School Jam? I can't remember. One of those two. But I remember, I definitely remember you guys are on there because you had you flat ironed your hair like this.
Yeah.
You remember that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. What was that experience like? Did you meet Jordan?
Yeah. Met Jordan. You know what I'm saying? All of those guys, man. All of those guys. And all of them, they just, man, embraced us like little brothers, man. Wow. It was just amazing, Also, somebody who we were really close with, like Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson, he would come to our house. He would come to our birthday parties. Wow. He'd come through the house and just come kick it with us. He'd invite us to the fights. You know what I'm saying? After the fights, we'd be up in his room. He let us wear the belts and stuff like that. All of that stuff. Heavy D was another one. You know what I'm saying? Who was like a big brother. Yeah. Heavy D, man. I love that. I love that brother so much, man. Just like such just a beautiful spirit, man. A beautiful person. Wow. Michael Bivins, man, that was like a dream come true for me. Like when Michael Bivins, he would come through the house and like swoop me up. And he had this BMW. He would just come swoop me up and we'd just go driving. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And I'm just like a kid, he would just roll through and just swoop me up, And to me, that was just like, wow, just like I'm rolling with Michael Bivins, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because for us, it was New Edition who really inspired us, That's who we grew up really idolizing, was New Edition. And so, yeah, man, when those guys would come through, it would just be like this is a dream, you know what I'm saying? Eazy-E, wow. Like a lot of people wouldn't believe, like he would just randomly just show up at our house, you know what I'm saying? And just come kick it with us, Wow. It was so interesting. You know what I'm saying? This is Eazy-E. And he's kicking it with some little R&B kids,
Wow.
on our block in Carson, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we'd be out there, all the kids on our block, you know what I'm saying? We all hanging out on the block, on our street that we grew up on. Eazy-E would just pull up and just be out there kicking it with us, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Michael Bivins, this one, that one, It was just like, it was wild, man. It was like a movie.
I truly believe that art imitates life, and now I'm starting to understand, like, in this life, man, life is like, it's almost like a movie. Like, if you make it's what you make out of it. You know what I'm saying?
It is a movie. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it is a movie, you know? But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, people, you know, when people think of like Eazy-E, they think of gangster rap,
Right.
gangster, you know what I'm saying, drug dealer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But this, like, the Eazy-E that we got to meet, you know what I'm saying, who would come kick it with us, like, was just like a cool dude, man. Just like, and a guy who loved kids. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah.
He loved kids. He loved uh yeah, he was just a cool dude, just a positive vibes. He come through and it was just positivity, you know? And you know, it's one of those things to where it's like, even gangsters, you know what I'm saying? People
Mm-hmm.
who are living a certain lifestyle and stuff like that. Certain ones, like, they're not on all the time. You know, they're not in gangster mode 100%
Right.
of the time. You know what I'm
Yeah. They're
saying?
people.
So they're people. Yeah, they're people. And
Yeah.
so it was like that, like when Easy would come through, you know, it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we just kicking it. And he would just like talk to us like we're his little brothers, you know?
Wow.
It was just love, man.
Have you got a chance to listen or even read Will Smith's book?
No, not yet.
I highly suggest it. There's this part where he talks about, like, he was like, when he was going through his financial troubles and he moved to Los Angeles, and he was like he was at his rock bottom, and his girlfriend at the time was like, you need to do something. She says, you need to just go to Arsenio Hall show or something. And he would like go to Arsenio Hall and just wait on the lot until like somebody would notice him. And that's how he got on the Arsenio Hall show. I bring that up because you guys were on the Arsenio Hall show, and I don't think people remember how big that show was, and how
Right.
like Arsenio was the man. You know, in order for you to
Yeah.
kind of, you know, be on the come up, you had to go on that show. What was that like being on that show for you guys? Because you guys put on a great performance.
Yeah, it was great, man. I mean, like you said, Arsenio, going on the Arsenio Hall show was like, you know,
Yeah.
what, what's bigger than that? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it was great, man. And just being able to kind of like meet those guys, interact with those people. I mean, these are brilliant luminaries, you know what I'm saying? Brilliant artists, you know, Arsenio, Eddie Murphy, and shoot,
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence. And yeah, Martin Lawrence was in our crazy video, the extended video. Yeah.
Well, what
I don't know
part?
if you've seen I don't know. There's like, before the actual video of Crazy, there's like
Right,
like
Kyrie gets kicked
there's
in the head.
no.
Okay.
Like, before there's like an acting part. Like,
Okay.
it's an extended video that's out there. And
Okay.
so Martin Lawrence plays our manager in that. And
Get
so
out of here.
yeah. Lorenz Tate is in Happy video,
Yeah, and
you
so
know?
was Tiny Zeus Lester too, right?
Yeah, Tiny lived around the corner from us in Carson.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
man, all of these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lorenz, he was like another child actor that we
Yeah.
met, you know what I'm saying, on set. And we just like hit it off with, we became like our family, his family, we became like brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when it came time for us to do the video, Kyrie actually directed that video. And so we were looking for a love interest for the main girl. And we were like, yeah, let's have Lorenz do it, you know?
Wow.
And that's how that came about. But Lorenz went on to become and do all of these other great things. But this was before, you know what I'm saying? Way before, you know, the world knew who Lorenz Tate was, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Wow.
yeah, man.
That's incredible. Do you remember being on a different world? Do you remember that
Yeah.
whole? How was that? What was that like for you? I mean, I want to paint a picture for people. A Different World was the show that was a spinoff of the Cosby Show. Great show. Was responsible for inspiring a lot of young people to go to college.
Yeah.
And you guys played a group called Mice Mice to Men. And
Mm-hmm.
what was that experience like for you? Did you? I know you did. You know, you got Kadeem Hardison, Jasmine Guy,
Yeah, man.
all those
Don
people.
Lewis.
Yeah, Don Lewis. Yeah,
Don Lewis, man. She was like a big sister to us, man. Like so she just gave us so much love, man. Like
wow.
Don was like, even after the show and everything, like we'd hang out with Don, you know, she'd come through the house, we'd kick it with her, you know,
Wow.
it was just beautiful, man. Like everybody just embraced us. Jada, you know what I'm saying?
Jada
Um,
too? Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody, man. I had a crush on the chocolate girl. I think
Oh,
her name was like
the girl that played Kimberly Reese?
Kit. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I had a crush on.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was pretty.
that's that's the one I liked. You know,
I
but
can't
yeah, man,
remember her name.
it
Yeah.
was a great experience. It was a great experience. Just being able to work with those people. Debbie
Mm,
Allen, you know Debbie Allen, she directed
yes.
those a lot of those episodes. You know, that's how we met Debbie.
Wow.
And Debbie went on to direct our TV show, our TV pilot, also.
Right. Brandon was a part of that too, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So
I
yeah, man.
wow.
So many links. So many. You know, we got a chance to work with so many greats, so many of the
Wow.
greats, man. And so that just feels good to be able to be in that company. You know what I'm saying? With
Yeah.
to be in the company of greats like that. You know?
That's that's incredible. I randomly met Debbie Allen at this grocery store I used to work at called Earth Fair. But
Mm-hmm.
a week before that, Felissa Rashad, her sister, came in. And I got to
Yeah.
tell you how jarring that was because I was like, I know her from somewhere. She felt like a relative, you know what I'm saying? But it was Felissa Rashad. She was really soft spoken. But then Debbie Allen, like I said, came in a week later. She was this firecracker of energy, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know, and they were both
Yeah.
really cool.
Debbie's awesome, man. She's awesome.
And a legend,
This
man. She's a
beautiful
legend.
person. She's a legend, man. She's a legend.
Yes.
Period. You
Period.
know?
Period.
So yeah, it's been an amazing journey, man. It's been an amazing journey. Just yeah.
I get him.
It's
Do you
been D
got
Nice. D
D
Nice.
Nice?
He was on I Had a Dream with us. He did a
Right.
verse on I Had a Dream. So yeah, man. I mean, these were like our family. And like for us, our group was a family group.
Mm-hmm.
And our parents managed us. So everyone around us was like family. So anyone we came, our whole energy matrix was that of family energy. You know what I'm saying? So wherever
Yes.
we went, whoever we came in contact with, it was like a vibe of family and extended family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was. It's just been amazing, man. It's
It's
been
beautiful. That's beautiful. Even you guys were on Oprah. And that's huge. Do you still keep in contact with her or
Oprah.
yes?
No,
Okay.
no, but but yeah, that was a great experience. That was a great experience, and yeah, man, it's Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Being
Yeah,
on the Oprah Winfrey Show. It's just a
absolutely.
moment in time. You know what I'm saying? It's a moment in history, a moment in time that's just like it's stamped in history. So it's like, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's pretty epic, you know? So
And I think weren't you guys also on this show? It was like a double dare kind of show called Funhouse. which was
Yeah.
JD Robb show. Well, it
Yep.
seemed like you guys had a lot of fun getting messy. Was that
It
cool for you guys?
oh yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, like I said, we were kids, man.
Yeah.
What kid wouldn't want to go on Funhouse, you know?
Yeah.
What kid wouldn't want to get slimed and, you know what I'm saying, dive in a pool full of fudge or
Yeah.
slime, you know?
Right.
It's like, come on, you know what I'm saying? That was our wildest dream, you know? It's like, of
Yeah.
course, we loved it. We had fun. And I'm very thankful all the experiences that I've been able to have within that world, you know?
Mm.
And all of those experiences have shaped and molded and informed me, you know,
Yeah.
and made me into the person that I am today. And it's just been a phenomenal journey, man. It feels like I've lived, you know, that feels like a past life, you know?
Mm.
It feels like a past life. And it feels like I've lived multiple lives within one lifetime, you know?
I feel
And
you.
so,
Yeah.
but all of that experience and wisdom that I was able to gather from that life, that past life within this lifetime, you know what I'm saying, has helped me, you know what I'm saying, become the man that I am here in the present. And so it's a lot, man. It's a lot. And I'm thankful for it all.
Yeah, thankful for you and your brothers and you guys doing the things that you've done, man. You guys really inspired a generation. Do your kids understand the gravity of what you guys have accomplished and done? I mean, because I know you got 3 daughters. So do they understand? And do people recognize you in the street sometime? Because
Yeah, people recognize me, but you know, I've never been the type of person who um who thirst after the spotlight or, you know what I'm saying, attention and stuff like that. I like my vibe, I like flowing under the radar and just kind of like being able to move freely and do my thing. But people, you know, people notice me, you know, and I think my kids, they know. I think they're still discovering like the significance and the impact that we've had, because, you know, I think they get it from other people, you know what I'm saying? But like from us, like I don't really like bring that stuff up much. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're sitting around watching old videos or old footage of, you know, concerts and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, nah, who they know me as is like a totally different person than who I was as an entertainer. They know me as Abba or Dad, or, you know what I'm saying? That's who they know me as. It's just a totally different reality for them, you know? But I think that other people sometimes, you know, show them certain little things and, you know, talk about us and stuff like that. But so I think they're still kind of like discovering it, you know. But for me, I didn't want to like, you know, I wanted the basis of our relationship to be based upon father child, you know what I'm saying? Love.
Yes.
Not necessarily impressions from, you know what I'm saying, the past, or what things that I've done in the past, or what the world thinks of what we've done, and what, you know what I'm saying, how the world sees us as celebrities and things like that, whatever. Like, I didn't want none of that stuff to kind of like interfere with the relationship I'm building with my children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just on a father-child type of basis, you know?
Right.
And And for me, it's worked for me. You know what I'm saying? It's worked for me. And I like it that way, because a lot of times, uh, the perceptions of the world can, everyone's got their opinion and their perceptions, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't want that to kind of get in the way of our direct one-on-one relationships, So that's why I kind of just keep looking forward, keep pushing forward. Gotcha. And occasionally I look back, but I don't really live in the past like that.
Gotcha. Cool. You got to move forward, like you said. But like I said, I think to me, part of moving forward is you can use those tools of from a fan. You can use those tools of nostalgia to kind of give you that energy and joy to kind of push you forward to the future. Like I said, these things that you choose to be your favorite things, nobody can teach you to do that. That's something that's hardcore built inside of you. So like,
right.
I totally believe in like those things were meant for you to have as tools, your favorite songs, your favorite movies, and so on and so forth to push you forward. So I thank you for you and your brothers putting out amazing positive music. And thank you, really, seriously, thank you. I know you hear that a lot, but seriously, as a fan, I really thank you. And I still listen to, like I told you, this thing called Love, I'll listen to that in the gym. I was jamming. So I really appreciate that, man. Really, thank you so much.
Let me just tell you, man, there's no greater pleasure than when you meet someone who shares with you how you've impacted their life in some way, and because for me, that means that my time here has been worthwhile, it's been productive, and that I've had an impact on the world and on other people, a positive, impact on people.
Yeah.
And that's purpose. That's a sense of purpose, and that's just a feeling that is unparalleled, unrivaled. And so, I'm thankful whenever I do meet people who share that with me. And I'm thankful, man. I've lived a blessed life. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate you, man. And thanks for coming on my show also. And contributing.
Always a pleasure. Always great, man. I before you go though, I just had one quick. I don't know how much time you have. I just had a quick random question also. What is the movie that you could watch over and over and over again? I'm just gonna put in my 2 cents. I watched Endgame 9 times, son. 9 times. I love that.
I got you.
Yeah. What's a movie that you could just continue? What's like one of your favorite movies?
I got a few, man. But definitely Dune, the original Dune.
The original, okay.
Yeah, the original Dune. The Goonies.
My man. Yes.
Yeah. Bugsy Malone.
Okay.
And there is an international movie called Quilombo that I love. It's one of my favorite movies ever made. Yeah. So I'll just give you 4. Yeah, it's amazing. It's called Quilombo. Amazing movie.
Okay.
But just those 4. I've got plenty more that I can pull out the bag, you know what I'm saying? But I'll just give you those 4.
Are you an MCU guy or no?
Say again? Oh, yeah. I like the MCU. I'm a fan of the MCU. I am. Nice. Yeah. Nice. But but for me, one thing I would say about the MCU that's been kind of frustrating me a little bit is that sometimes it feels like it's getting a little corny, a little kiddie-ish. Like they're making the movies for kids. And I wish that it would be a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more geared towards adults. But I know, it's Disney. They gotta kind of make it for kids a little bit too. And so that's my thing. Yeah, exactly. So I understand the business model, but yeah, that's the only thing that frustrates me a little bit sometimes. It's like, okay, like I want to see something a little bit more sophisticated sometimes,
Yeah.
But I understand they gotta play to the kids a little bit too.
Did you see Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cool. It wasn't like my favorite, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. I was surprised. I wasn't really surprised because I feel like that's one thing about movies nowadays. They spoil everything. Like, I mean, as soon as they showed that first trailer, I was like, okay, Toby and Andrew are going to show up because there's no way that he can handle all those villains by himself. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, that's one thing about.
I thought it was good,
but it was good.
But what I liked, one of my favorites was the animated series.
What if?
What if?
That was dope.
Yeah. What if was dope.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dope. Actually, I enjoy Loki as well. Like the Disney Plus stuff was really cool. But yeah, that was What If was really good. I specifically the Doctor Strange episode. I thought that was good.
Yeah, all of them, man. They were all really well done. You know what I'm saying? Especially, yeah. I mean, I was really impressed with the What If series. I was really impressed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But just real quick, what is something that 2020 did for you that changed you to where you learned? What did you learn about yourself in 2020 that you carried on over to these to 21 and 2021 and 2022? What did you learn about yourself from 2020?
2020.
What did it teach you?
Yeah, 2020 taught me. 2020 taught me faith. It taught me to be fearless and brave, Yeah. It taught me to really safeguard and be judicious about my energy, you know what I'm saying, and what I allow into my space energetically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And who I'm listening to, who I allow into my ears and into my mind,
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of fear mongering, a lot of propaganda, a lot of, and apart from the fear mongering, just a lot of fear because of the fear mongering and people who are just afraid out here. And it could be contagious, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If you allow yourself to really embrace that and buy into it. But it taught me faith, man. It taught me like, okay, you have a choice here. You can either listen to all of these, buy into the fear narrative, or you can walk in, the knowledge of of yourself and the knowledge of God, and really deploy your faith in a real, practical, tangible way,
Yes.
and if there's ever a time to walk in your faith, that was the time to do it, and now is the time to do it,
Yes.
It's in the dark times, it's in the challenging times, it's in the times when, fear is rampant, doubt is rampant.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the times when you're being called to walk in your faith, and to silence the fear, you know what I'm saying? And to mute it with and embrace courage,
Yeah.
And really, yeah, man, that's what it taught me. It's like, you got a choice, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
And for me, I chose to to really walk in my faith and not buy into those narratives. It doesn't, that reality is not my reality. The reality that a lot of people are living, you know what I'm saying? Of the C-19 reality and all that, it's not my reality. It wasn't my experience because I chose a different experience, you know?
Gotcha.
And, you know, all glory to God, I haven't been sick. No one in my household has been sick. And I've been good. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been prospering. I've been thriving. I've been great. You know what I'm saying? I ain't miss a beat. So for me, that's what 2020 was all about. Was okay, now's the time to show and prove. Like,
absolutely.
You know that song by Tupac, Who Do You Believe In?
No, I don't.
Who do you believe in? I put my faith in God, trust and believe in, even though it's hard. You know what I'm saying? That one right there. It's to a Stevie Wonder song.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Is that one? Yeah. Who do you believe in? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was the question of 2020.
Yeah.
You know, like you say you believe in God. You say you got faith. You know?
Right.
Let's see it. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's what the universe was asking of us, was calling forth upon us. That was the challenge. C-19 was just the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And the question was, where's your faith? What do you believe in? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What you gonna do? And so for me, that's what it was about.
Because for me, I had to go out there, still work and do the same things I normally do. I had to have faith that I was going to be all right. You know, like I told you on your show, like I said, like, you know, I that 2020 for me definitely taught me, like, I'm not just here to work and die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I might as well just go out there and try to create. I created this podcast. I'm creating other stuff going on. So I'm just like, life is short. Just do it. You know what I mean? Do it and do it now.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And you gotta guard your energy, man, because you know what I'm saying? Stuff is infectious. And if you open yourself, you allow yourself to be open to certain things, you know what I'm saying, that are corrosive to your energy, corrosive to your faith, corrosive to your belief, corrosive to your self-confidence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you just, you know, you're breaking yourself down. So you got to guard your energy, you know? If you got to turn the TV off so you're not listening to, you know what I'm saying, these folks just constantly in your ear, you know, just like do it, turn it off. You know what I'm saying? Get in a book. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever that's going to build you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we gotta be on top of our diet. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, the things that we hear, things that we see, the things that we, you know, we consume.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. Sometimes because we're not meant to take in all of this stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 24-hour thing with the phones and the news. It's not natural. I was just thinking about, like, even like back in the day, we'll watch an episode of Different Strokes. Willis would get stitches to be continued. We had to wait until the next day to watch it. Now it's like you got an option of binging everything. And that's, I mean, I'm guilty of it sometimes, but I mean, that's really not natural to sit down in one sitting and watch everything all at once. You know what I'm saying? You got to let it digest, you know? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. Yeah. But man, thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate you taking this time, and thank you for coming on the show, man. And I wish you The best, man. And, before you go, is there something that you want to kind of put out there that you're doing? I know you have your Instagram show with Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the main thing. We have a show on Instagram called the Tajh and Star Show, where we're just always engaging in progressive conversations about, life, man, just life in general, about growth, about self-awareness, about evolution, evolution of relationships, the evolution of ourselves, how we can always kind of like elevate, and take ourselves and our lives to the next level and make it more harmonious and prosperous. And so that's what the conversation is usually about. It's usually every Wednesday or Thursday. It kind of switches, but it's on my Instagram page. My Instagram is at Life of Tajh. Follow me. That's the main thing. Yeah, right now, shoot, everything else is kind of like stuff I'm working on in the private sector. Is just personal business. You know what I'm saying? But that's for the public. And yeah, that's it. That's it.
Right on. Right on, man. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on the show. Enjoy the rest of your day, brother.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you, man. And yeah, you have a great evening, bro.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.